Einen wunderschönen guten Tag zu einem neuen Part von Ultimate Custom Night. Äh, Bevor es losgeht, wollte ich sagen, dieser Part ist ein, zwei kleine Stories von einem schönen Animatronic, der, ja, also keine richtige Nacht, sondern einfach nur ein, zwei Stories von einem Animatronic und sowas. Und natürlich ist es auf Englisch. Ich kann es leider nicht übersetzen währenddessen, weil sonst würde ich da reinreden. Und es dauert zu lange, als dass ich das dann in kurzen zusammenfassen kann. Also, wer kein Englisch kann, hat Pech. So ganz einfach. So, ich joine ins Spiel rein. Und wir sehen uns. Ja, und damit willkommen zu dem Geschichtstag. Zu Mr. Hippo. Und, go. Wir haben keinen anderen drin. Hoffe ich mal. Und er wird, ne, hier sind wir in der zweiten. Jetzt haben wir. Was? Das geht nicht. Ne, jetzt ist was ganz Neues. Ne, er kommt von hier. Open Duct.
Ah, it seems that you have met your end. Oh, what a pity. You know, I don't feel too bad about it, though. After all, if it weren't me, it would have just been one of the others, I guess. I'm honestly just glad to be out of those air ducts. You know, it's not easy for a hippopotamus to fit up there, and not easy to get down either. And not as young as I used to be, as you can see. I used to be able to do all sorts of things. You're young, you're vibrant, you have that sort of pep in your step. It reminds me of a conversation I was having with one of my good friends, Orville. We were having a nice picnic one day. I believe it was summer. No, perhaps it was. Was it the fall? Yes. It was the fall because the leaves had turned already. But I said to Orville, I says, Orville, I have a story to tell you. And Orville looked at me, kind of odd and said, well, what's it about? I said to him, not every story has to be about something, Orville. Sometimes a person just wants to talk. Why does everything have to be a story? I said to him. He just looked at me and he said, well, you said you had a story. And, he was quite right. I did, in fact. I told him I had a story. I suppose if a person just wants to talk, then it's best to not announce that you're telling a story. Telling a story does come with its own pressures and expectations, I suppose. After all, if you're just talking to a friend, and there's no more expectations than if you were talking into the wind. Words by themselves aren't expected to carry, aren't expected to stick. But if you announce you're telling a story, well then, there'd better be a point to it all. No one wants to sit and listen to someone ramble on and on and on with absolutely no end in sight. So, it's good to be mindful that when you tell someone that you're about to tell a story, that you have something to say. Telling someone that you're going to tell them a story is tantamount to asking them to stop what they're doing and pay attention. You're basically saying, hey, buddy, stop everything. Stop what you're thinking. I have a solution to everything. And, well, I didn't really have any story to tell. In hindsight, I probably just misspoke when I said that I had a story. I think it would have just been better to tell Orville that I wanted to tell him something rather than tell him that I had a story. But even then, it might have put too much importance on the whole thing. Either way, it was quite a nice day. I remember that we were drinking tea. It seems that you have met a horrible demise, my friend. But these things happen, and life goes on. Not for you, obviously. You're dead. But it reminds me of a time I was having a conversation with my friend Orville. We were where were we? I think we were by the river. We were sitting by the river and watching the fish leap over the falls. And I said to Orville, sometimes I feel like a fish leaping over and over again, always trying to get somewhere, though I don't know where, only to find myself in the jaws of a beast. He, of course, looked at me, surprised. Have you been in the jaws of a beast, friend? To which I said, no, of course not, Orville. I said, no, 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 no. I simply meant that life can seem like a relentless endeavor to overcome meaningless obstacles, only to meet an equally meaningless fate, regardless of your efforts, regardless of the obstacles you've passed. And Orville, he stood and proceeded to drape me with a picnic cloth, to which I asked him, I said, friend, what are you doing? He looked at me very concerned, really. I feel like you've gotten too much sun. Indeed, indeed I had. He proceeded to pour me a glass of just ice cold lemonade. Ooh, you ever mix it with iced tea? You do like a little half lemonade, half. Ooh, it's so. You should try it some. Well, you can't because you're dead. But, anyways, so you may be asking yourself, how did I go from sitting by the falls and drinking lemonade to being wedged in the air duct? Not only with Orville, but with an entire assortment of fruity colored friends. Well, there's really no good answer to that, but perhaps I met a demise of my own at some point, and this is my afterlife or my dream, whatever it might mean. I honestly don't know. Or maybe it doesn't mean anything at all. Maybe it doesn't mean anything at all.
Okay. Ich werde, vielleicht hat ja, also ich sag's mal so, vielleicht hat ja jemand Lust, das mal zu übersetzen und in die Kommentare zu schreiben, ne? Hier Text eins, Text 2 als Überschrift oder was, keine Ahnung. Ähm, ja, auf jeden Fall. Ich würde sagen, ähm, bald werden wir eventuell auch die Challenges machen. Chaos 3, alter Finne. Nightmare Attack. Ladies Night, das wird auch schön. Das sind alles Mädchen, nur Mädchen, nur Mädchen. Ja, das werde ich niemals schaffen, bestimmt. Ich weiß nicht, gibt's noch. Wenn es noch eine Dingens gibt, dann hören wir uns das mal eben an. Ich mute mich sofort und bis gleich.
My friend, you have met a terrible, terrible demise. But I don't feel too bad about it. After all, if if it weren't from me, it would have just been from someone else, you know? I guess what I'm trying to say is life goes on. Well, for everyone else, life goes on. Not for you. You're dead. But that's neither here nor there. It reminds me of one summer day in the park. I was having just a delightful picnic with my good friend Orville, and I said to him, Orville,
So, die Geschichte hatten wir schon. Warum werde ich das mal eben.
have significance, you know. Sometimes,
So, darum werde ich das mal eben überspringen. Morgen nicht. Ich werde das mal eben überspringen, weil die Story hatten wir schon. Ich würde sagen, das war's vom Part. Ich hoffe, der hat euch einigermaßen gefallen. Ich würde mich natürlich über ein Abo freuen. Natürlich. Über einen Daumen hoch und wenn ihr die Glocke aktivieren würdet. Dann würde ich euch fast beinahe lieben. Also, aktiviert alles. Den Abo-Button pressen, durchpressen. Den Daumen nach oben. So sieht er aus. Oder so rum. Ich weiß es nicht. Und die Glocke, die ich mir auch bald kaufen werde. Dingelingeling. Ciao.